Unheard of.
What is up, everybody? Here we are yet again. It's your two favorite boys, ABG and Jerod, here at Unheard of. So we got another great one for you this week. Probably going to be a nice short one. No, so you want to listen to us to talk about stuff forever. But before we get started with the show, obviously we got to get started talking about weekly updates. ABG, how's your week been? I know it was eventful.
Yeah, man. As you guys all know, I have been traveling for work and everything over the past couple months, and so we had a job coming up in Washington, and so I was traveling. I was traveling to there earlier this week on Monday, and they had postponed it from starting on Monday to starting on Tuesday. So that's why I travel on Monday. Usually travel on Sundays, whatever. That's the job. But so we get our flights and we're, just on the plane flying to Seattle to then connect to Pasco, Tri-Cities, Washington. And excuse me. And we get text like once we land that like, yo, the job is canceled. And I was like, okay, cool. So what do we do from now? So like we're in Seattle. We gotta get on our connecting flight because our bags are gonna be on that connecting flight going to Pasco. So we hop on that flight and then we land and we're like, man, we gotta look for flights so we can, just turn around and get home. But the only flights they had going back were all first class, and they were all first class for Monday. Tuesday there were no flights, or Wednesday there were no flights out of Pasco. So then we stayed in Pasco for one night. Then we hightailed it to Spokane so we could get a flight out on Wednesday. And in between that, I mean, the drive was nice. It was a lot of snow. I mean, it was just pretty. I like Washington. It's really nice around this time, with all the snow and stuff. And wanted to kind of go sightseeing, but just it kind of fell through. But we did go to a casino. That was nice. I lost not a bunch of money. I lost some money. Got to play some blackjack with some nice old ladies. That was fun. And yeah, that was most of my week. I got back and then I just went to work as usual. And now I'm gonna be headed to Louisiana on tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm gonna be gone there until February, the beginning of February.
Lord. The West is particularly beautiful this time of year. We also got a bunch of snow last week. So yeah, it's pretty nice. I still haven't made it to Washington, but yeah, I want to go visit the mountains out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. I was in you guys know I was in Maine in November,
Mhm.
and that was a lot of snow. Like it snowed before we even, like, I think a day or two before we got there. It snowed a ton because it didn't even snow again while we were there, but the snow just stuck and stayed and did not go anywhere. I mean, and I really enjoy snow. I like to be in places where it snows, but there's like a limit, like especially if I gotta work in the snow. Like
Yeah.
it's a limit about how much snow I can take. I think snow is beautiful, and it makes everything look all pretty. And even at nighttime, it's really kind of like bright outside from all the snow.
Yeah.
But after so much, you just gotta be like, all right, snow, it's time to pack your shit up and get out of here, bro. But how was your week, though, Jared?
Eventful. Not as eventful as yours. I didn't get stranded anywhere. We we did get snow twice where I literally I mean I had just shoveled like the driveway and then it snowed again. So it was a physical week for sure. But nah, I mean relatively light, you know, we just kind of hung around. I went to my job as normal. Didn't do nothing too fancy except last week
I'm gonna
as
use my
we
phone right now. I'm sorry. I had to flip this sucker real quick. I could not see you very well. And
as we
I'm not at my usual place of working from, or like at least recording myself from. You
yeah.
guys are probably going to be seeing a lot of me on my, for the people who watch the show, you're going to be seeing a lot of me on my freaking phone, and I have to hold it right now because I'm trying to charge it. I'm having technical difficulties. Ooh. Why do I look
uh
weird? Okay, I'm good.
but no, it was just a normal week, nothing too fancy, but as we discussed last week with the listeners, we did in fact go see Spider-Man. That finally happened as a family. Got a sitter, and myself, Tiff, and Jaden went to go see it. So finally, I know it. Dream finally came true for me. It was way too long.
Yeah, baby.
I will
Love
say
to
a
see it.
funny story before we get into like Spider-Man in general was that Jaden has a history of going to pee in the middle of every movie I take him to. Like literally like right smack in the middle of the film every single time and it never fails. And I told him this time, I was like, Jaden, uh, you're gonna go pee as soon as we get to the movie theater because I don't want you to pee during this movie. I don't want to get up. Okay. And he's like, yeah, but I always gotta pee, Dada. And I'm like, well, I was like, well, today I really don't want you to go pee for the next 2.5 hours.
Bro,
So,
it's a ritual for him. It's a ritual. You can't take that away from him.
dude, well, I was like, you know what? Let's just go pee anyways, and then hopefully he won't have to go. But literally, and we'll talk about which part he had to go pee at. But it was like a pivotal point in the movie, and he's like, Dada, I gotta go pee, and I'm like, oh my
Oh
god.
my goodness.
And but Tiff stepped in. She was the true MVP since she was with me this time. She knows how
Yes,
much this
sir.
movie meant to me, so she actually took him.
That's good, man. Um, wow, that's so he really just turns that into like kind of like a ritual type thing. Like,
I guess so. I mean, he we literally made him go pee before the movie, and then yes, he did have a medium soda, but he didn't even drink it all by the time he had to go pee. So
y'all gotta, I mean, you might have to get him out of that because like just think in the future if he continues to have to pee during movies, how many dates he's gonna go on with future partners in the in the future, and like he's gonna be like, I gotta go to the bathroom, y'all.
that's on him.
He's gonna be known in certain circles as the guy who pees in the middle of movies all the time.
He might. He might. But
But also, I mean, we will be talking about Spider-Man later, so I mean, all you spider freaks who have not seen the movie yet. I mean, can you really call yourself a spider freak if you haven't seen the movie? Um, but also, spoilers. We're gonna be talking about the movie heavily.
mm,
So it's really good that I actually went and rewatched the movie last night too. So I could have a nice little refresher for our conversation.
yeah, I'd like to go rewatch it. I felt like the first time I was just waiting on certain stuff to happen, and so I feel like I need a second time to take it all in. You know?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, a lot of that first watch is anticipation.
Yeah. Um, and you know what, folks? We said we're gonna keep it short and sweet, so we're gonna do a fun game. We're gonna try and keep ABG and myself on topic, right? Because sometimes we say we're gonna talk about something for 5 minutes and that's it, and then it turns into a 20, 30 minute conversation on the podcast. So
Yeah.
what we're gonna do is you guys can't see it, but I've got a 15-minute set on my phone for each topic today because we said we wanted to keep it short and sweet for you. And as soon as the timer goes off, that's it. No, no segues, no, no second, no second points. We're just gonna drop the entire topic as soon as the buzzer goes off. All right, and that's how we're gonna stay on topic for you all today. Fun little game. We're gonna see where this takes us because we might end on a very interesting point, and we'll just have to leave it until next week. That's just
This
what's
man
gonna
said
happen.
no segues, no nothing. Jesus, we just hopping straight from topic to topic. Uh, Strap in, people, because this might be fun.
That's right. So, folks, the next 15 minutes of your Spider-Man held conversation starts right now.
Oh wait, I don't wait. We're starting with Spider Man. I thought we were gonna.
Hey, I
I thought
figured it
that
was
was
easier.
all right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, baby. Let's do it.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Hey, timer's going. I already said it
Oh,
started.
timer.
So
The timer's going.
we
Okay,
clicked it.
okay. Timer's going. Where we got 15 minutes. Where do we want to start? Where do you want to start with the movie? I guess overall, okay, Jed, what do you think about the movie?
Dude, as a movie, I feel like all of my all of my previous problems I kind of had with the MCU version of Spider-Man. Spoilers, you've been warned. But all of my previous kind of problems with the character, they kind of retconned them all. Like, which to me is a good thing because the way the movie ended and what goes on in the movie is like classic Spider-Man story. Like he's losing people and then it ends on a note where he can't really have what he wants like at all. And I don't know. I really feel like the MCU knew what like Spider fans wanted and yeah, we got a pretty good Spider-Man movie. I was pretty impressed with it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I hate to say it, but Spider Man gets treated so shittily all the time. Like he gets dealt a bad hand every time he has to put on that suit, man. And it's tragic. It's just tragic as hell to see. And I mean, I feel like they really brought that, that feeling of kind of desperate, especially towards the end, of desperation. And like, I mean, you just gotta put on the big spider pants bucko and get it done, because I mean, yeah, everything bad they could have thrown at him, they did it in this movie. um from not being able to get into college to you have to make people forget who you are so you can lead your anonymous life that you like to live. And then at the end to losing his aunt, losing the only like parental figure he had left. I mean, he already lost. I mean, he lost his parents, off screen. We don't know exactly what happened in the MCU, but we know he's living with his aunt May. Um, lost her, lost his stepdaddy figure. Already in Tony Stark. So now he's really by himself because he has no girlfriend and no best friend.
Yeah. No friends at all.
He has nothing but that little Palpatine figure on his desk at the end of the movie. That's it. That's all he has left.
Dude, that's perfect Spider-Man. And the fact that he took inspiration from like Toby and Andrew at the end and he was like sewing his own suit, that was like, oh man, that was pretty perfect.
Yeah, no, that was sick. His new suit is really nice. The blue pops.
Yeah, it's pretty shiny.
The blue is poppy.
I'll
But
say like Uncle Ben, hasn't ever really been a figure in the MCU. They've only referenced him like once in
yeah,
like a suitcase in Far From Home or something. And
yeah,
but at the end where he goes to visit Aunt May's grave and she's literally by herself and it's like her tombstone isn't sitting next to Ben Parker or anything. I'm like, dang, they really just retconned Uncle Ben, like in the entire Tom Holland Spider-Man story.
Yeah,
Which
isn't that weird?
yeah, I was like, okay, well, I guess he doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is kind of weird. It is kind of weird, but I mean, I I like the what they did kind of instead. You know,
Yeah, no,
him just being with May and stuff, and not really. I mean, I know Uncle Ben usually dies and relatively fast,
yeah,
anyways. I
I'm
mean,
I'm not upset that they just said, hey, he doesn't exist. Like,
yeah,
it's just the fact that they couldn't make up their mind until the third movie whether he really was a character or not.
yeah.
um, but what was like a funny moment was, well, it's not funny. It's literally like the lowest point in the film where like he just lost Aunt May, and then he's sitting there on the rooftop when the other Spider-Man come in, and he's talking about, yeah, she said with great power, and then Toby says comes great responsibility, and then him and Andrew both looked at each other. They're like, yeah, she was dead as soon as she said that.
Yeah, that's a guarantee that you finna get blurted off as soon as you say with great power comes great responsibility. Because after that, all you finna be is a memory to Spider Man
Yeah,
of you saying that for forever now. So yeah, that should have. I mean,
I will
she. I mean,
say,
she. I mean, by the time she said it though, you already knew she was finna be dead
oh
because
yeah,
I mean, she got smashed by that goblin glider, bro. Like,
yeah, she did.
and when she stood up, I was like, bro, how is her spine not broken right now? Like
I
that thing really did a spine buster on her. She must be on some pure adrenaline right now, standing up. And then, of course, I mean, we see how it ended. But
I do think her death was pretty sad. The way that
no, yeah,
she like got up and she didn't even want Peter to know that she was dying or anything. She just like kept trying to tell him he was doing the right thing.
I
I was like,
mean,
dang. Finally, they used like Marissa Tomei like in a good setting. She got some pretty good screen time in this film.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
But
oh
I don't know, man. Like I talked about Jaden having to go pee earlier, right? And he literally said he had to go pee as soon as Toby and Andrew were like cascading down the building, getting ready to talk to Tom Holland. I was like, oh my God. I literally I tried to tell him to wait like 3 more minutes, and that's when Tiff took him because I was like, this is a special moment for me, son. And you're about to go to the bathroom.
yes. Also, now we can talk about your prediction that came true that when MJ was falling, that Andrew
Mm.
Garfield would his Spider-Man would pick her up.
Yeah, man. I figured because it was pretty much a given that they were both going to appear in the movie, and the way they made the previews, I was like, okay, MJ's falling, but I'm pretty sure Andrew's character would probably still harp on the fact that he lost Gwen, because he wasn't able to save her the right way. So I figured that would happen, and it was pretty good. It was that was actually a pretty good scene. I liked it. Andrew Garfield, man, God, he's like a really good actor. Even he's not even the main character in this film, but he's like you just feel for him as like his Spider
Yeah,
Man.
yeah, he kind of stole the show with that, man. Especially when he talks about how he just like got rageful and stopped pulling his punches. And I want to see that movie. I want to
Oh
see
yeah,
that Spider-Man. I want to
we want to see Spider
give me a
Thug.
give me a rated R Spider-Man movie where he's just like breaking the necks of criminals and stuff. Like that's what I want to see.
I don't know if he would still ever kill anybody, but not pulling his punches, I'm sure he put a lot of dudes in the hospital.
Well, they probably already okay. Being a superhero, how many people do you think they inadvertently accidentally kill? Like those punches that they be doing to people, those are not regular punches, bro. Even if they're talking about they pulling their punches and stuff, they be knocking people off buildings and shit. Like, come on, bro. They have to have killed at least a few people already.
Probably. Here's a fun fan theory that is going around the internet. It says that in reality, Peter saved none of the villains in No Way Home. They say that they still went home to their destinies, like because technically Doc-ock in Spider-Man 2 for Tobey Maguire's movie, he regains control like of the arms, and he actually sinks his own little sun project and kills himself to save the city, so Toby doesn't have to do it. So is he just going to go back to that moment where they say he appeared from, where he had Spider-Man by the neck, and not still kill himself at the end?
Um, I think I mean, this is just my thought process. I think that they're gonna be they're gonna go back to where they were with
Yeah.
the new kind of like technology and stuff that they already have. I mean, that they have from Tom Holland,
Mm.
and just kind of be like, oh, hold on, wait, Spider-Man, I ain't trying to fight you. Because I mean, in every moment when they're going back, they're gonna be fighting Spider-Man. So
But see, in
in
Doc Ock's
turn,
moment,
are those
like in
are
the moment
those
he
are
says he was
those oh
pulled, he was
yeah.
literally that sun was about to destroy the city.
Oh man. I don't know. Maybe they'll just sync that. Maybe him and Toby will just work together and sync that instead of him having to go into
Maybe, yeah, maybe they could just drown it together without him dying.
because also in turn like those moments that they're going back to the Spider-Man that they were fighting would also be the one that they were fighting in the MCU, right? In that
Uh,
universe. So then they would know that like, hey man, homeboy's cured now. Homeboy straight. We ain't gotta fight no more.
well, I don't know. It's tricky because they pulled the villains, well, some of them from their battles with Spider-Man where they nearly died, like Green Goblin and Doc Ock. Um, but the versions of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield that they pulled were years older. Like because they didn't say that Toby's
Damn, you
was,
right. You
because
right.
like they said Toby came from a time where he said him and MJ had figured everything out, and obviously Garfield was talking about pulling his not pulling his punches anymore because he had lost Gwen some time ago.
Damn. How would that work, bro? Just imagine you're Norman Osborn. You're not even Goblin no more. You go back and then you're like, damn, is that Peter? He's Spider-Man. And
Yeah.
then and then your
Now
glider just impales you, bro.
Norman Osborn might be the only character that would be saved because his final battle, the Goblin turns the glider on that Spider-Man kind of jumps over, and then it just ends up hitting Goblin. But I guess he would be the only real villain that would go back to his timeline where he could probably save himself, as like he could just stop the fight.
But
But
then also, oh, I'm sorry, I literally just cut you off, man.
no, you good.
Um, but then also Sandman. I mean, Sandman turned his shit around
Well, he never
before.
died.
Yeah, I know he never died, so he's perfectly fine. He just gets to go back and not be a little sand freak no more, and I guess live with his
Yeah.
daughter.
And Lizard never died either. It was just Goblin, Doc Ock, and Electro,
Yeah,
which
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm hoping that these guys will get to go back and not kind of be in that little same predicament that they were just in and like die.
I assume, if anything, maybe Norman Osborn is saved, maybe, but like also Electro talks about the time that he was pulled to the universe and he was literally dying in the grid. So I'm not sure if he goes back to a universe where he's cured.
I don't know. That's actually a really good question that I never thought about. But also, what's some of your favorite moments from the movie?
Favorite moments when all three of them are swinging, like right there in the final battle. Um, and probably the final fight between Holland and Goblin, where he's basically no holds barred. And he's like, "No, I just want to kill you myself." And then Tobey Maguire like stops him from killing. That one was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a good redemption moment for Toby. He was actually finally able to save Norman from his glider, so that was cool. Um, that's one of my favorite moments as well. I really like the conversation that Electro had with Andrew Garfield, and he was talking
Oh,
about how he was like, man, he was like, you from Queens, you help out here helping poor people, and he was like, man, I just really thought you was gonna be black. And he was like, man, there's got to be a black Spider-Man out there somewhere. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then, of course, I really enjoyed seeing Daredevil,
oh yeah,
or what is his name again?
Charlie
Um,
Cox.
Charlie Cox. I enjoyed seeing Charlie Cox reprise his role as Daredevil. That was a nice little tidbit. I mean,
Oh, that's it, folks. That's it.
ain't no way, bro. We gotta talk more about this Spider-Man movie. Like, what the hell is that? All right,
That
okay,
was
okay.
15 minutes, folks. That was 15 minutes. I'll let Arthur finish his thought simply based off the fact that he didn't know the timer was going for like a solid 30 seconds.
I was gonna ask you how much time we had left. I was like, bro, it has to end soon. But okay, so that and then what else? I don't know. I just really enjoyed this movie. It was a good movie. I feel like there's still more to say, but we're moving on. What's going on in the rest of the world of unheard of that we're talking about?
Well, folks, as you know, this episode is going to air on the day Georgia and Alabama play together for the national title because it happens on a Monday, the college football championship. So
Yeah.
we're going to spend the next 15 minutes of the show talking about Georgia and Alabama and college football in general because there's some news. Might not be able to cover Georgia, Alabama the whole time, but we're going to transition to college football for the next 15, folks, and then we'll close it out for you. But that's it. The timer's done. When it stops, we're done. Topic's over. We're really trying to stay on
All right.
schedule for you here today.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was already pretty fun. The way timer's going off in the middle of a thought. We should have more episodes like this. It'd be funny to see where we
Yeah.
get cut off.
Yeah.
Um,
Just you guys let us know and how you like that. And yeah, we'll act accordingly.
that's right. All right, folks. 15 minutes for your college football conversation starts right now.
So funny enough, on my plane ride to Seattle, no, on my plane ride to Pasco,
Mm.
um, out of all the people in the world, somehow I was sitting next to an Alabama fan on the way to Washington. I was like,
Hate to
yo,
see you.
I was like, what the hell? I even told him, I was like, bro, where did you come from? Like, I mean, I'm from the South too and everything, but like you going out to Washington and you're Alabama fan. He was like, yeah. He was like, what are you a fan of? And I was like, oh, I'm an Auburn fan. He was like, oh. And he was like, well, you guys almost put us out of playoff contention. So I was like, yeah, I wish we did. But then that would have paved an easy way for Georgia to win the national championship, and I'm actually maybe kind of glad we didn't
Well,
because
I wish we would have finally had an easy way because you know how it is against Alabama.
I wouldn't want nothing. I wouldn't want nothing to come too easy for Georgia. Absolutely not. I mean, I still think that Georgia comes out winners tomorrow, but I don't want it to come easy.
Yeah, I think I said last week, what, 28-24 might have been my prediction. I can't remember for Georgia.
Yeah, and I think I said like 33-28 or something like that.
Yeah, man.
Georgia.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the game. Um, if it goes how the matchups between Georgia and Alabama usually go, then I'm probably gonna be disappointed on next week's show. But hopefully, maybe this is it. Maybe this is finally Kirby's time to get past old Daddy Saban. He's 0-5 against him so far. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Can't expect too much being a Georgia fan, but we can also hope that it turns out in our favor.
Yeah, I'll give Georgia an extra point. We'll say 34 to 28.
But Vegas done messed us up because they put Georgia as a 3-point favorite, and Saban is like 8-0 when he's an underdog in Vegas. So I know they're trying to kill us. And in those games where Vegas lists him as an underdog, like the SEC title game where we got stomped, he also usually blows out opponents.
What do you think goes through Nick Saban's head in games like this? Do you think he watches all the stuff going on? Like, you think he looks at the Vegas odds? Do you think he watches sports TV? Or do you think he's in his own zone and he's just, pretty much got his focus just solely on the game?
Dude, I think he's really got his focus on the game. Like he says the same stuff all the time where he's literally like he what does he call it? He doesn't call it like outside noise. He calls anything the media wise, or he calls it like rat poison. He says, I'm not trying to let any rat poison get into my locker room because I don't listen to it and the players shouldn't listen to it. So I'm pretty sure he does not give two cares about anything else except what's going on in his locker room.
But also, like, you talk about him being 8-0 and blowing the dang creek water out of people whenever he's the underdog in these big games. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he has to at least know that they have him as an underdog. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna show these MFers.
I'm
I'm finna mess these boys up.
I'm sure
I
somebody
feel like he
probably
has
tells
to
him,
know.
but he's also not an underdog very much. Like ever since he's gotten to Alabama, they've been a straight up powerhouse, and he blows
Oh
out a lot of
yeah.
teams like on the
Oh yeah.
regular.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if he knows, man, because he's blowing out teams. That's just part of what he does.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's more like the guys know the I mean, because I mean, these young guys. I mean, we all have our phones in our hands and stuff. So I mean, they maybe the guys know what's going on, and then that,
Yeah.
that makes them play a little harder or something. I don't know, but I mean, I haven't really played a meaningful down of football in my life. I played in middle school, but yeah. So maybe it's the players who know and they play accordingly.
I think so. Yeah. Um, my only hope is that if Stetson Bennett acts a fool again and he's just like lets all the butterflies get to him, in the first half, that Kirby Smart pulls a Saban and puts JT Daniels in the game just to throw the defense off. Like I mean, I don't think it'll happen that way. And even if Stetson Bennett did get the butterflies, I know Kirby wouldn't pull them just because he'd rather get blown out with his lineup, knowing that he said it. Uh, but man, that one can only hope that somebody would learn from their mistakes.
I mean, listen, isn't Stenson Bennett like 35 years old? Like, he should be beyond letting the butterflies get to him. Like,
Yeah, what is he like, a fifth year senior or something like that? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. He's about to pull a oh man, what is our backup and on the Falcons? What is his
Oh,
name?
well, we have Josh Rosen.
Not Josh Rosen. Dude from Florida, bro.
Oh, some I know who it
How
is.
how we both forgot his name? Does it start with a? It starts with an F, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's like Frank something.
Yeah, Felipe
Yeah,
Franks,
Felipe
dog.
Franks.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna be like him, bro. Just old as hell, playing, just throwing a football to college kids.
bro. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's hopefully, he doesn't let anything get to him. I don't know. The way he played against Michigan has me hopeful that hey, you know what? If I just go out there and I air the ball out, throw it to the people I trust, we'll be good to go. So hopefully he doesn't let none of that get to him for Georgia's sake. Because I um just had a Facebook memory today, 4 years ago today, the last time Georgia was in the national championship, and who did we face? Alabama. So
Alabama.
who knows what's going to happen? Hopefully, my team ends up on top, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm calling it 28-24 Georgia. Still sticking with it.
All right. I gave an extra point, 34 to 28, Georgia.
All right. We'll see what happens. Although 34-28 would mean Georgia would have to score a last second touchdown in like overtime. Otherwise, it would be like 35-28 if they get the extra point off of a touchdown.
Maybe they miss an extra point.
Maybe. I mean, I'm just saying that's a 6-point spread. So, yeah, I don't know, man. College football has been kind of exciting. It bleeds into the NFL. There's a lot of Jim Harbaugh rumors right now saying he might go back to the NFL after Michigan's blowout. I know there's pretty heavy news about him going to the Raiders.
Hmm.
But I don't know. And the Washington football team has decided on a new name. They
I didn't see that.
Well, it hasn't been released. They said they're gonna announce it on the 4th, but many people believe on Reddit that it's leaked, and it's gonna be the Washington Admirals.
Washington Admirals,
Yeah,
like the Navy rank,
yeah.
isn't or is that just a Navy rank or is that a whole?
No, it's just a Navy rank, but it's also like
Okay.
something to do with, I don't know. I think it has some significance. I heard it's either Admirals or Red Tails. And honestly, if I mean, given their previous name, if they changed it from that to like Red Tails, I think it'd be kind of cool. Except it's not really Washington D.C. based at all. Red Tails were the Tuskegee Airmen out of Alabama. So
I mean, I like Red Tails. That's a cool name.
I mean, I like it too. If we're just honoring a portion of the military, since everything military has to do with DC, anyways, I'm cool with it. I just said it has no real significance to DC at all.
I mean, it's just a cool name.
It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I like going from their previous name to just Red Tails would be pretty cool. You don't really have to change much. So, um,
Yeah, I like that name. I mean, Admiral sounds kind of, but yeah. So does Washington football team. So
I
we'll
like the
just
idea of defenders. Red Tails or
the
defenders. I'm more of
defenders.
a fan of.
I don't know. Defenders sounds cartoonish.
Maybe, but I thought they had a team already that was defenders in a movie or something.
In a movie.
Oh, it was the yeah, it was an XFL team. They were called like the DC Defenders.
Oh, I mean, the XFL is about as cartoonish as it comes, anyways.
They're still a thing, dude. Apparently, the Rock bottomed out and they canceled last year because of COVID and everything. But
Yeah,
apparently they're planning on making a comeback this summer or something.
XFL is going to continue to just be in comeback mode.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. College football, it's coming to a close, but hopefully we got some good stuff in store.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we just Auburn just got a transfer from Texas A&M. So I forgot the
And,
kid's name.
and Georgia might get Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams. Who's he play
Yeah,
for?
the Oklahoma Star.
Oklahoma, okay.
Both of their quarterbacks transferred. Spencer Rattler and Caleb Williams. I guess they don't want to be a part of
Jesus
the new
Christ.
program. But Caleb Williams was the
Like,
star, so if he comes to Georgia, hey, Kirby Smart, I'd respect you a little bit more then too, because he's definitely like a dual threat guy.
yeah. With Bo Nix leaving, kind of sucks, but I hope for the best for old Bo Nix.
Yeah. Maybe he'll maybe he'll turn out for him.
Yeah. And have you seen where like people are trying to get on the wave of the Falcons drafting Matt Corral?
Yeah. I'm not on that wave.
No, me neither. Me neither. I mean, he could sling the football and he can run, but I don't know. I just feel like there 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 isn't much there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, I agree. Um,
I don't know about his longevity.
I don't really trust him. You know,
He seems
this
susceptible to injury.
the quarterback class this year is really just not that great. But who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows what'll happen? Maybe there'll be some guys that come in from out of the blue. I mean, Dak Prescott was like a fourth round pick that nobody really knew. I think he's a pretty good quarterback. You know, in today's setting.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. How I
Not not
mean,
not gonna say he's elite. You know, but gets the job done.
yeah, I guess getting to the playoffs
Yeah, one and
uh
done.
and then losing.
I mean, that's just cowboy history right there. That's the way to do it.
That's the Cowboy curse.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, the Falcons are playing their final game right now
As
against
we speak.
the Saints. What's the score?
Man, I don't know. I don't know, but we can Google it really quickly.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up. I want to have a live reaction to our score.
It's 7-3 into the first quarter. We're losing.
Of course, we're losing.
Yeah. Good old
Like,
Falcons.
we can make just scrub quarterbacks look elite out there, man.
Whoa. Oh man, that's it, guys. That's it. we can't we can't finish the thoughts, folks. That's it. 15 minutes is up.
I feel like the topic was winding down anyway, so we're kind of squeezing that last little bit out of there. So
That's right.
if anything, we're trying to make that topic last for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I figured that wasn't a 15-minute topic anyways, but hey, we did it. We made it.
Yeah.
Uh
So
little game of time on topic for you folks. Tell us how tell us how you like it. You know, if it helps keep the show short, or like to hear us go on the rants, which we'll still do, but just let us know if you like something like this every now and then.
yeah.
And to keep it on the short and sweet side of things, I'll go ahead and give you all some closing thoughts. Um, yeah, it's another year, folks. Don't let Omicron scare you. All right, it's just another variant, just like all the rest of them. You know, we're just out here living life at this point. You know, nobody wants to say it, but it's endemic. So just keep going out there, doing the right thing, and live your life. Don't do dumb stuff. Still take it seriously, but be safe and live.
Yeah, man. For me, I mean, I guess keep wearing those masks, people. I don't know. Should I bring that back, Jared?
Nah, we're in the end of it.
Ah, all right. keep staying safe, everybody. You know, I mean, a lot of people are getting COVID right now. I mean, so people I work with, people that I know, all this stuff around town. So just try to keep yourself safe out there. Um, I mean, is there a lot of stuff going on right now? I mean, it's already the new year, so stuff should be winding down soon, hopefully. Um, but, but yeah, just stay safe out there. Just think of your fellow man, and I don't know, just be good.
Just
Just be
remember,
good
just remember that with great power comes great responsibility.
and be good or be good at it. Jared, where can they find you at?
Well, y'all know y'all can find me on the Twitter at Jerod Evans.
I don't know if that's gonna make it to the final cut, but you kind of cut out when you said that.
Was just saying on Twitter, I'm at Jerod Evans. Just my name. Nothing fancy on there.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at a. Nope, that's not where you can find me. You can find me on Twitter at young without the O underscore ABG. And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at unheard underscore of pod. Facebook, you know, we got a page. We be posting stuff on Facebook. We be posting stuff on Twitter. I got our post up for, you know, our first show of the year this year. You know, I got it. Um, YouTube, we got links to our YouTube stuff. Also, my mom started watching the show recently on YouTube, and she said she really enjoyed it. So she was like, "Oh, you talk so nicely.
Yeah.
Oh my god!" And then she was like, "Oh." Because I was talking about, you know, my recent engagement, about the significance of the ring and all. She was like, when you start talking about it was mama's ring, she was like, I almost started crying again. So, you know, shout out to my mom. Thank you for listening, mama. Everybody, thank you.
We love you,
As always, you know, thank you for listening. She loves you too, Jared. She was like, she really, I mean, she really enjoyed the show. I mean, I hope it's not she's just enjoying it because she's my mom, but hopefully that she was like, you actually are kind of funny sometimes. And I was like, I mean, thank you. I try, mama. Thank you.
I also cannot go. I can't go the entire show without saying this because another listener in the family, Nanny, she sent me the money to buy a frame for my master's degree this past week, and
yeah,
she told me specifically, she's like, hey, I know you talked about me a couple weeks ago on the show and how I haven't bought you a master's degree frame yet. So when I buy it, I want you to go on the show and say thank you, Nanny. So, all right, Nanny.
All right.
Thank you so much, Nanny. I love you as always. And
thank you, Nanny. We love you.
Yeah, finally getting that master's frame in here.
All right. Once you get it framed too, you gotta send her a picture of it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm literally I don't even know if I'll probably hang it up at some point. I've only got like 1 degree hanging up and I've got 4. The rest of them are just kind of sitting around.
Well, Nanny, you heard it. Now you gotta get them frames for all the other ones too.
They have frames. Yeah, they just kind of sit around.
Oh, never mind. We're good. But yes, like I didn't want to not say thank you to everybody once again for listening. You know, thank you guys. You guys are the reason why we come up on this show every week, you know? So thank you.
That's right. Thank you, folks. And, you know, hope you tune in with us this time next week. And as always, we love you. We hear you. And we hope you hear us.
Hear it unheard of.
Hear it unheard of. And once again, I'm Jerod.
And I'm Arthur. And this was
Unheard of.